Hey guys, so it's Keoshia and I'm back for another hair video. If you like my videos, please give them a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from me. And without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay guys, as you can tell from the title of the video, today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why your relaxed hair is breaking. And we're just going to get right into the video. Don't want it to be super long. These are most common reasons why your hair is breaking. A lot of people don't like relaxed hair because they swear that your hair breaks and you can't keep it healthy because of the chemicals that you're putting in, which is not necessarily true. Sometimes it's true. In some cases, in other cases, it's because of these things that you're doing is the reason why your healthy hair cannot thrive. Some of these things apply to natural hair as well. So if you do any of these things, it can negatively affect your hair, whether it's relaxed or natural. So let's just get into my first reason. Okay, so the first reason is you're over or under processing your hair. This can apply to any type of chemical that you are using. Over processing is when you use too many chemicals and not enough time in between those chemical applications, let's say that. So for instance, if you are relaxing your hair and you're not giving your hair time to grow out, you're not giving it enough time to get freshly significant amount of new growth, and you start to put in the relaxer and it's only been like 4 weeks or 6 weeks, it may be too soon. And what happens is it can lead to over processing, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So if you're doing that too often, you're over processing your hair. You're causing more damage than good when you're relaxing your hair because you're not waiting a significant amount of time between relaxers before you apply another one. Now, how this applies to color treating your hair: if you over color your hair, this is also not giving your hair enough time to grow out before you add new color or apply new color or try to go up different shades. If you know, when people go from very dark hair to very light hair, like blonde or anything like that, and they're bleaching their hair, if they overdo it, your hair will be brittle and break off. You have seen a lot of people who, after they color their hair, it starts to break off. It's really dry, and that is the reason. It's because you're not waiting between those times to color your hair. Stages of lighting up your hair is critical. You cannot go from jet black hair or very dark hair to blonde hair unless you go to a stylist who specializes in color treating. But if you do it yourself or just have some, you know, bootleg person doing your color, it could end up disastrous for you. It could cause severe breakage and have you have very damaged hair. So on the opposite spectrum of over processing, there's under processing. So under processing really only applies to chemical treatments such as a relaxer or a perm or something like that, which is when you go, now there's a difference between a relaxer and perm. A relaxer is when you want to alternate and straighten your hair. A perm is when you want your hair to be curly. So don't get the two mixed up. Most Caucasian people get a perm because they want their hair to be curly and stay curly. Most African American people get relaxers because they want their hair to be straight and stay straight. Okay, that's the difference between that. That's the actual difference between relaxer and perm. I know we kind of use relaxer and perm interchangeably in this relaxed hair community, but that is the difference. So if you are under processing your relaxer, it can cause breakage to the point where the line of demarcation is very weak because you didn't process your hair in the recommended time on the box. Therefore, your hair is under processed. A lot of people who are tech slacks like me under process their hair, and it can lead to breakage in most instances. And again, it goes back to whether the person who's doing your hair or whether you yourself know how to do your hair, know how to deal with both of those textures, know how to make sure that line of demarcation is strong and moisturized enough not to break. But in most instances, when you have Tex-Lax hair, you don't know how to take care of your hair, or the person doesn't know how to take care of your hair, it can lead to breakage. And that breakage is usually at closer to the root, because the line of demarcation when you under process is usually between the freshly relaxed hair and the old relaxed hair. And you can kind of tell because your hair will be wavy and it won't be exactly straight, and that's Tex-Lax hair. So you still have a little bit of texture. It kind of loosens your texture all the way out, but when it rains or when your hair gets wet, you can tell the difference between the bone straight relaxed hair and the Texlax hair. And a lot of people do it on purpose, but some people, most people do not do it on purpose, and they don't know what it is, and they don't know why their hair looks like that. You have under-processed your hair, and like I said, at that line of demarcation where your relaxed hair meets your unrelaxed hair or under-processed relaxed hair, that is where your hair can break off. So that's why people, when they get relaxed, their hair breaks off in like different sections. That is where the line of demarcation is, and that is why your hair is breaking off. So that is something that is truly a problem in the relaxed hair community, is either over-processing or under-processing. Okay, so the second reason is your hair is dry. A lot of people don't like to put a lot of moisturizer in their hair because they want to have that flowy, flat iron, blow in the wind type hair, which is good. But if you're gonna go that route, then you need to be able to moisturize and take care of your hair before you start the flat iron process. But you cannot not moisturize your hair, do a deep condition, do a protein treatment, and then flat iron your hair and think it's going to be not dry and brittle. There's a difference between preparing your hair to get blow dried and flat iron versus just blow dry and flat iron and wanting that, you know, blow in the wind hair, and then next thing you know, it blow away because it broke off. Okay, and this is, I'm telling you, these things are real. These things have happened to me in the past. Stuff that I talk about on this channel is stuff that I have been through myself. That's why I can tell you how it goes. So if you guys notice, if you ever watch my wash day flat iron routines, you notice when I flat iron my hair, I don't put a lot of product on my hair yet. When I'm through with my flat iron process, when I'm through with my blow dry process, my hair looks super hydrated and moisturized. And that's because I take the precautions before I blow dry my hair. I take the precautions before I flat iron my hair. And most of my routine for either a protein treatment or a moisturizing treatment is done in the washing session, in the deep conditioning session, in the pre-poo session. So when by the time I get to the blow dry, my hair is fully moisturized and hydrated, and I don't have to add any more products. And that's why most of the time when you see my hair flat iron or even blow dry, you don't see me putting a lot of products on. You don't see me putting heavy creams or things like that because I've already done that. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do it. If my hair, I know I'm blow drying my hair and I'm gonna wear it in a protective style and I'm not gonna flat iron it, I don't care nothing about using heavy creams, heavy moisturizers or anything like that, because it gives me that sleek look that I'm looking for without having to flat iron my hair. So it just depends on what you want. But if you have dry, brittle hair, then you need to start moisturizing your hair. You need to start deconditioning your hair. You need to start, you know, making sure that you do moisturize every single time you're washing your hair, because dry and brittle hair definitely can lead to breaking. It can lead to breaking from your ends, from your root. If your scalp is dry and itchy, your hair won't grow like you want to. It'll just break off at the root, and you really don't want that. That's how you have like choppy hair, that's short hair, long hairs, because it's breaking from here and it's breaking from here, and you just have to let that cycle run through. And it's really hard to let that cycle run through when your hair is in that breaking stage, because you just feel like there's nothing you can do. But you can start taking care of it in that stage, but it does have to go through the whole stage of breaking off and all the kind of stuff to get fully healthy hair, or you have to cut it off. You know how I feel about cutting off hair. If it's dry, brittle, and you can't do nothing, cut it off and start over. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I tell everybody who cuts their hair, you won't be disappointed when you cut it off. It will grow back, and when it grows back, it will grow back more moisturized, more fuller, more healthier, and you will be all the better with your hair for it. The third reason your hair can be breaking off is lack of protein. Okay, so protein treatments are very important in a relaxed hair journey, because when you get a relaxer, it breaks your hair down. It breaks it down, it strips it of all this moisture, and it strips it of all this protein. And your hair and your body is mostly made up of protein, so you definitely have to have it in your hair. And so when you get the relaxer and it strips all that out, you have to put it back in there. So you have to do protein treatments. Now, there is a debate on the relaxed hair community about should you do a protein treatment or not. Some people are protein sensitive, which means they can't use a lot of protein in their hair because their hair doesn't like it. But you can use light proteins and you can use heavy proteins. My hair is not protein sensitive. My heavy protein that I use is the AfroG 2-step treatment. I have a video on my channel on how I use it. I've used light proteins like what's it called, I haven't used it in a while, Cantu shea butter. That is like a light protein. So there's lots of things that you can use to put protein in your hair without doing the protein overload. You definitely don't want to do that because that's more harmful than good. I have videos about all this. Just check out my hair video playlist. But yes, you definitely have to do a protein treatment, whether it's a light or a heavy protein. The fourth reason is excessive heat. And I talk about this in every single video. If you've been watching me on my hair channel for a minute, you know that I loathe using excessive heat. I hate when people use too much heat. And the reason why is because they don't understand why their hair is not thriving. They don't understand why their hair is not healthy. They don't understand why their hair is not long. It's because you're using too much heat. When I first started my journey, I could never understand why my hair would not grow past my shoulder. I'm like, I'm doing the protein, I'm doing the moisturizer, I'm deconditioning, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I just couldn't understand. And I finally, it just clicked. My hair doesn't like heat. I used to flat iron my hair every single week because people said, you know, when you fart, you instead of flat ironing it every day to get it back straight, you know, wrap it, and then every wash day you can flat iron it and your hair will thrive. Well, not everybody hair thrives with heat. Some people can use excessive heat and not have any problem at all, and more power to them. But for me, my hair does not like heat, and I cannot use it every single week. I rarely use heat on my hair. I use heat maybe once a month, and then sometimes I'll go months without using heat on my hair because I figured out ways to style my hair without using heat. But if you like to use heat and things like that, then you need to limit the amount of heat that you're using. If you find that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, but your hair doesn't seem to thrive, it's super dry, unmoisturized, no life, you might be using too much heat and you're just drying out your hair to the point where it's already damaged and there's nothing else you can do to revive it besides cut it and then stop using so much heat. So if you see this problem and you can't seem to figure it out, try not using heat. If you're using a lot of heat, cut off those ends that are damaged, or the hair that's damaged that is just over, you know, it's just fried and dyed basically. You remember back in the day, I'm fried and dyed and laid to the side. Yeah, and all your hair on the ground too. Like, I promise you, back in the day, people used to love to fry up their hair and burn it all up, and they didn't care. But you can't do that in this day and age and think you're gonna have long and pretty hair. So try using less heat and see if that'll help solve your problem. The fifth and final reason that your hair is breaking is because you are neglecting it. You just don't take care of your hair. You don't wash it like you're supposed to. You don't tie it up at night. You don't cover it up when it's cold outside. You don't cover it up when it's hot outside. You just go willy-nilly and you could care less. In that case, there's really nothing anybody can do for you. In that case, you need to get serious about if you want to have good hair or not. Even if you go to the beauty shop and get your hair done once a week, or you have somebody do it, if you don't take care of it after you leave the beauty shop or after you leave whoever does your hair is not going to thrive. You have to wrap it up at night. You have to wash it on a consistent basis, at least once a month. You can't go 4 and 5 months without washing your hair. That's not how it works, sis. So if you feel like, if you know that you're neglecting your hair, you feel like your hair ain't growing, then you are completely right, because you cannot neglect anything and think it's gonna thrive and grow. So you have to stop neglecting your hair and take care of it if you want nice and healthy hair. Okay, you guys, so that's the end of this week's videos. If you guys have any questions or comments about this video, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next hair video. Bye.